can you talk about this on a more personal level? Here you have a guy who is a mentor, someone who I assume like us, looked up to, enormous leadership potential, and all of a sudden, in the flash of probably for you 24 hours, you learn this absolutely dreadful thing about him. We were telling Anna earlier that Nigel and I had 3 months to process this privately for a guy for whom I had an enormous amount of respect for him, but had 3 months to sort of think about what does this mean, what does this mean for the state. You had about 12 hours, and obviously very, very close to him. It's hard not to imagine that not just with higher ed, but just the whole way in which you approach politics was just sort of like, to wake up every day and say, my world has been turned upside down, and how it affected you personally.
Well, let me tell you that one of the things over a period of time as governor, this gets to be a very lonely job. Mm-hmm. And you can have your staff and you can have your chief. And I've been very fortunate to overall the people I've had around me. But it still gets lonely because no one knows what it's like to be a governor or a president unless you've sat in those shoes. Now, can I tell you an analogy I see in the paper every day? Well, I saw the press conference the other day with Obama, and then Clinton comes in and holds it. There is a similarity between these two guys. Between Goldschmidt and Clinton.
Yeah.
Size, everything, the skill set that they have. Mm-hmm. They're very bright, they're very articulate, and you go in for 5 minutes and they're still talking after a half hour. Mm-hmm. And the truth of it is that you look for somebody like that you can talk to, mm-hmm. and because you just like to talk to them because they are very creative and they're very they got a force in their personality that you want to listen to what they have to say. And I wish that it was more than just higher ed. He was my voice on the CRC before it ever became an issue. Right. He was working on the other side of the river on a number of things that we were trying to do. I've always believed that there should be a common transportation district in Vancouver, Portland. It just makes much more sense to me, to get, and Neil and I had talked about that made more sense. Losing that, and I don't want to sound disparaging of anyone at this point, but losing that, there's nobody else that I could sit down to and